and welcome to another episode of the Oriire podcast, the podcast that tells African stories. I'm Ceci.
Hi everyone, I'm Halima, and on today's episode, we're trying to prove to you all that Nigeria has the best jollof rice. I'm just joking.
No, we're unbiased.
Anyway, we have Adwao from Ghana, Jenny from Cameroon, and Pamela from Nigeria. They're here to talk about jollof rice with us. So we're really excited to have you people. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello. So let's take it one by one. You guys can introduce yourselves. So let's start with Adwao. Adwao, tell us about yourself a bit before we get into it.
Okay, so I'm Adwao Chumwa. I'm a law student. I'm studying in Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Yes, basically that's it.
Welcome.
Welcome, Adwao. I just wanted to say that before we started recording this episode, Adwao told me that I pronounced her name really well, and I just wanted that to be like on air because I'm half Ghanaian, as you guys know.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Halima is half everything.
Yeah, half everything, literally. Jen, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Jennifer Amendland from Cameroon. I'm a mom of 4. I'm also a marketing officer in agency communication. So yes, hi. I'm so happy to be with you, and that was so nice to invite me.
Hi, Jenny. Thanks so much for coming. And our last guest is Pamela from Nigeria. Hi, Pamela. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Pamela Goldojoma Hassan. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a graduate of English and Literary Studies. I'm a spoken word artist and a writer.
Oh, we have an interesting selection of people here with us today. And we're here to talk about jollof. Dun, dun, dun. Now, I'm sure all our listeners know what jollof is. Well, I'm not sure actually. But jollof rice is what people call the West African treasure, you know. If you go on the Europe, actually, we have an article written about jollof rice. And jollof rice is quite a famous West African dish. And it's something that we typically serve, actually, on many occasions, including parties. And it's something that every West African country pretty much claims is their pride and joy, is something that they make better than the rest. Now, today, Halima and I are here to be unbiased hosts, while our 3 guests discuss jollof in their own countries. So we want to know, first of all, what you guys' opinion on jollof is. What do you think about jollof, actually? When you compare the hype and the trend, you know, to the reality of jollof, what's your opinion, guys? Let's go one by one. Let's start with Adwao.
Well, I think jollof is actually worth the hype. Yeah, it's actually worth the hype. Jollof is really nice. Personally, in Ghana, jollof is a very popular food. And when you ask a regular Ghanaian, most Ghanaians, their favorite food is actually jollof rice. So jollof is totally worth the hype. Yeah.
Okay. And Jenny, do you agree?
Yes, I do. I think it's a very well-known dish, like you said, and everybody is just doing it in different ways. That's what actually is very interesting. And when I heard about the subject, I was very happy to jump on it, because this like fight between Ghana and Nigeria has been going for so long. We have to settle up today. Yeah.
Okay, and Pamela, what's your opinion on jollof?
Thing is, in Nigeria, jollof has graduated from being a food to being practically a culture. That's how much jollof is being appreciated in Nigeria. Jollof is like the food in Nigeria. So yes, I agree. Jollof is amazing.
Ceci, what's your opinion on jollof rice?
Well, that's a tough one. Okay, so I love jollof. I really enjoy it. I don't know if I would say it is worth the hype though, just because the hype is so astronomical. And if I'm thinking of Nigerian dishes that are worth the hype, I don't know if I would say jollof is the first, you know, is the most important, the most delicious one. But still, I like how jollof brings people together. Everybody, knows jollof. Everybody knows to expect it. You can always expect to eat it wherever you go. So yes and no is my answer. And how about you, Harry?
I really like jollof rice, and I just think it's like it depends on who cooks it, right? So I don't think there's any jollof that tastes better than the other. It just depends on who cooks it. So that's my own opinion on jollof rice. But I think it is worth the hype. I really like jollof rice, so that's it. The next question we have is: have you guys had jollof rice from any other African country? We want to know that. So Adwa, please answer.
No, I haven't actually. I've wanted to really try Nigerian jollof because of, the Jollof Wars between Ghana and Nigeria, and probably like other jollof from other countries as well. But I've never tried any other jollof but Ghanaian jollof.
Okay. What about you, Jen?
So actually, I've tasted mostly Ghanaian, Nigerian, Senegalese, even Asian, because Asian actually they also do jollof rice. That was very interesting for me to find it out. But
Really?
yes, I've tried some. Yes, they do. Yeah, and it's really good actually. So yes, I've tried the most common ones. Yeah.
So
And so
out
Jen
of those
has-
ones,
yeah.
out of those ones, which would you say tastes the best?
Like the one I've tasted?
Yeah, like from all the countries, which one did you enjoy the most?
Yeah, but you've said something earlier that was very interesting. You said that it depends on the person who actually cooks it. And I agree with you like 100%. But it's really gonna surprise you. But I think Asian jollof is more. No. Yes, let me tell you, I had one from Korea, South Korea, and it was really nice. It was really good. I was like, what?
Wait.
For me, that was the best one.
Okay, wait. So the rice you had from Korea, is it just like a tomato-based rice, or is it actually jollof? Because there are many cultures that may have rice, with tomato sauce or something like that. But jollof is something else. So I don't know if we can let them take this.
Yes, but it's just that I have to tell you a little background about it. It's my one of my friends, that's his wife. So he is Cameroonian and he has an Asian wife, so from South Korea, and she was trying to get the recipe and she added some little Korean spice. I don't know, but there was something about it that was so good. Everybody agreed that night. We were like, okay, yes, you did it right. But that was different from the other jollof we get. So that's why we actually said, a Korean jollof, but I don't think there's a recipe for that. It's just the person who cooks it.
So, yeah. Okay. So I think that I'm going to call a judgment here. This seems like it was a variation of Cameroonian jollof with some Korean, what will I call it now?
Spices.
Additions. Yes. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to disqualify it from this conversation. Okay.
Okay, got it. But so I'm going to say, so for like Nigeria and Ghanaian, the most, I don't know. This one is really tough because I love my friends. They cook very well. So
Do you know what I like about Jen? She even removed Cameroonian jollof from the thing. She didn't even because I consider her country's own jollof rice.
No, because let me tell you, it's very difficult to say jollof Cameroonian. I don't know how to say it. We have a recipe, but everybody's just making it its own. So I can say I love my jollof, my aunt's jollof rice, for example, but it's not the same as my mom. It's kind of, it varies a little.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So you still have to tell us of the jollofs you have tasted, apart from the one we've disqualified now, which has been the best?
Oh, okay, Cameroonian. I have to say that. Because remember from my story, she took the Cameroonian recipe, from my mom's friend, and she mixed it with the Korean spice. So it was the Cameroonian.
Okay, one. All right. Okay. We'll allow it. Okay, let's go to Pamela representing Nigeria. Yes. Hi, Pamela. So, have you tried jollof from other African countries, first of all?
Well, no, I haven't. Unfortunately, I've had just Nigerian jollof.
Well, I think there's still a lot to talk about when it comes to Nigerian jollof because there's different types of Nigerian jollof. There's party jollof, there's like regular Sunday jollof.
Yeah.
There's jollof from like you get from a restaurant.
Yes,
They're
yes,
all
yes,
different
true.
in their own ways. Okay. All right. So let's now talk about how the jollof is made in you guys' countries and what are the different variations of the jollof? Like, is there a way that it's made for parties different from the way that it's made from like, a regular kitchen or different from the way, etc, etc. So let's go one by one again and start with Adwao.
Okay, so for Ghanaian jollof, basically the base would be tomato stew. And then after you're done with the tomato stew, you add the rice. But then there's so many ways of, making the tomato stew. It differs across board. So whether it's a restaurant, the party jollof, is a home jollof, it differs. Even home cooked jollof, it still differs. So do you want me to talk about like the process of making it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so mainly the ingredients you'd need for jollof rice would be oil, tomato paste, tomatoes, rice, onions, pepper, ginger, garlic, and your spices like bay leaf, rosemary, curry powder, nutmeg powder, aniseed. Yes, so for even the ingredients, it differs. People add more things than others do. But basically, you'd put your oil on fire and then you'd blend your ingredients. So you'd blend your onions, your pepper, your ginger, and your garlic. And then you'd, fry it in the oil for a while for it to become a little brown, for the water to come out of it after you blended it. And then you add tomato paste. You can add your tomato blend, as in you blend tomatoes alone. You can add that before the tomato paste. As I said, it varies. So when you are done with that, you add your tomato paste, your blended tomatoes, and you let it simmer for a while. And then you realize that it will start looking like stew. And then you add your bay leaf and your other spices, like your curry powder and your nutmeg powder. For the rosemary and aniseed, some people blend it with the onion pepper mix blend. So with that, it would already be as part of the stew, or you add it later when the stew is cooking. Yeah, but that's basically it. So you'd continue to let it simmer, and then you'd add your salt. If you want additional pepper, you add your pepper, make it according to your taste, and then you add the rice. When you add in the rice, you stir it, make sure that the stew and the rice has mixed well, and then the rice is well coated in the stew, and then you add water. But then with the water, you don't add too much because sort of the stew already has water. Jollof, if you add too much water, you just spoil it. So you add water and then you let it cook for a while. And as you go on, you continue stirring it. If you don't stir it, the pot under, like the jollof would burn. So you have to continue stirring it, but not too much though. And so when you add the water, you check it when you turn it and you think that there's still a little more water that you need, you just sprinkle a little on it. Never overdo the water. It's better to start with small water and then you progress than overdo the water and then it just becomes too soft to qualify as jollof rice. And when you are done, some people like to add corned beef. So when the rice is almost cooked, you can add corned beef and mix it with the jollof. And some add vegetables. So maybe you get your carrots, your bell pepper, and then you add it. You let it be on fire for just a while. And then, you are done with your jollof. But then if you do jollof with meat, then you add the stock to the stew. That's the only difference. Yes.
Okay, thank you for that thorough review. I already noticed so many differences from Nigerian jollof, but I'll let Pamela talk about it when it comes to her turn. Jen, do you want to talk about Cameroonian jollof? How is it made?
Okay, so I'm going to talk from my mom recipe, the one I grew up with. Basically, it's this not really the same process because we had to mix the different ingredients, so meaning onions, green pepper, red pepper, garlic, a little bit of salt. So we do it in different steps, by mixing it and then make it a sauce, like a side. And then you start to cook the beef, whatever you want, beef or whatever other people put, pork, or it depends, on the side as well. And you cook the rice also on the side, but not really cooked. So at the end, when you mix everything, the rice is not really dry or either, too watery. So there's a balance that when you're adding like each mix of ingredients and you start seasoning it, we have like different spices, like white pepper and the other groundnuts we use also. And you start adding it step by step in order to get the whole mix together. And yes, at the end, you just, we like to decorate it with different, like maybe some carrots, some boiled carrots. You can put also green beans. It depends. It really depends on the persons, but that's our family recipe, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Pamela, right?
Okay, so basically, jollof rice in Nigeria, I'm listening to what Adwao said, is basically the same. It's kind of the same in the preparation method. I just want to believe it's spices that would make you differentiate between both jollofs. Well, in Nigeria, as far as I know, when people want to make jollof, the first thing they do is get their tomato mix, the blend with pepper. Then usually I don't know what they call it in other countries, but in Nigeria we call it atarodo. So in some parts of Nigeria it's called atarodo. Then we have the tatashe. So those are like bell peppers and chili
Bell
peppers.
peppers and habanero peppers, or I think habanero is the name, right? For the spicy little peppers that we eat in Nigeria.
Yes. Then we have chili pepper too. So we usually do a mix of all of that with tomatoes and pepper. Tomatoes and onions. Then some people use garlic. Some don't like it, so some don't. So you blend all of that. Then you try to, you probably fry that, or you could just boil it first. Then when you're done boiling, when you see it's all dried up, then you fry it with some tomato paste. Then you mix your spices. Personally, I like to use lots of tomato and lots of oil because, I don't know, it just tastes better when I cook it like that. So when you've had that fry, you can put in your spices, your seasoning, all of that to make the place begin to give you a nice aroma. So when you do that, you can now use your stock. That is one thing I think Nigerians like to do. We like to use the stock from boiling our chicken, any protein we want to use. We like to use the stock to make jollof rice. So you just put in the stock instead of adding plain water. So like the stock already has some aroma and it already has some taste. So you put that in, and then if you need more water, depending on the quantity of the rice, then you can put in plain water. Then you go in with your rice when it's boiled. And I think that's basically it. Some people like to use vegetables like green peas, but I think the major thing that most people do is just to have rice and probably some bay leaves sticking here and there. So I think, yeah, that's how Nigerian jollof is made, as far as I know.
Thank you all for sharing. And as the self-proclaimed African expert here, I know Ceci. I just knew we were going to say something. Anyway, something that is different. Well, I know about like something that's different between Ghanaian jollof, Nigerian jollof, and Senegalese jollof, because I haven't tried Cameroonian jollof before, but I'm going to actually try that now, is the type of rice. So I know that Ghanaians use jasmine rice. They're like really tiny green type of rice. And then Nigerians, we use long parboiled grained rice. So I know that's the difference. And then I know some people like to use basmati rice. I think that one cuts across every country, but again,
What do you use in Cameroon? What kind of rice do you use in Cameroon, Jenny?
We actually use parboiled rice as well, like in Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. And what do you guys like? What's your favorite way to eat jollof rice? Like mine is just with chicken. I don't like excess things, like people that add plantain and all of that. It's nice, yeah, but for me, I just like jollof rice and meat or jollof rice and chicken. I don't think it has to be extra. What's your favorite way to eat it? Let's start with Pamela this time.
Unlike you, I think I like all the serenity. I like all the, the sides, plantain, protein. I like me coleslaw. I just like a lot of things around my jollof. Let it look. It just has a different look when you put all of that together.
Nice. Ceci, let's hear from you.
As for me, I think the best way to eat jollof is the party way as God intended. When you go to a Nigerian party, the way that they serve jollof is the best way to serve jollof. First of all, that jollof is the firewood jollof. So Nigerian jollof, like that you cook in your kitchen, it is what people typically eat, like on Sundays or something. I think every Nigerian eats jollof on Sunday. But when you go to a Nigerian party, they make the jollof, in bulk, basically, and they do it outside on firewood. At least the good parties, the Owambes, the ones like a wedding, they have made the jollof outside on firewood, and that firewood, it lends a different kind of taste, a different layer of taste to the jollof. It's smoky and it's delicious. That's the jollof you should be eating, first of all. Then you eat it with a side of fried plantain, also fried party style. So they have to cut it into those little chunks. That's the best way. And then you eat it with a side of the coleslaw, or as the Nigerians like to call it, salad. So the jollof rice with the plantain and the coleslaw, aka salad. And it's served like that on a plate. In fact, the jollof should be that shape. That shape that they put it in a bowl and then they press the bowl flat and put it down. So it comes out in a nice shape. That's exactly like that. That's the best way to eat jollof.
You don't want to add moi moi to it as well.
Moi moi. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're right.
Just too much.
Moi moi as well. Moi moi is like it's steamed kind of beans, and it's just so delicious. It's just so nice. That's how I like it. Okay.
Interesting. Adwao, what about you?
Well, Ghana, we don't necessarily have party jollof. But then mostly when you go to maybe funerals, weddings, and they share jollof rice, it mostly has this smoky taste or flavor to it. But there's not necessarily party jollof. And I would say it's not necessarily as nice as she was explaining Nigerian party jollof to be. Yeah. So.
And what's your favorite way to eat jollof rice?
I think with everything, with meat or protein, with salad on the side, with plantain. In Ghana, we call it koko. So yeah, that's it. And if you want, you can add shito. It's a sort of, it's a stew it looks like a black stew. Ghanaians really like that a lot. So sometimes you can add shito to it, but that's optional.
As someone who's half Ghanaian, I really like shito as well. Jen, what's your favorite way to eat? What's your favorite way to eat jollof rice, Jen?
Oh, I like it when it's like really stuffed when I eat it. So Cameroon is a country of shrimp, so we add shrimp everywhere. So I like it with shrimps, with plantain. We call it misole. Yes, I like when I put a lot of spice in it, and we also put cassava, fried cassava. Like we call it cassava fries. Yes, I like it that way. Oh, it's making me hungry now.
I think I'm going to make jollof tomorrow as well now after this whole conversation. And even moi, everything. So from what you guys have said about your different jollofs, I've noted some differences from first of all, the making of it. So in Ghana, from what Adwao says, some people use some spices like rosemary, nutmeg, which is not something that's is used in Nigeria as far as I'm aware. I don't know if that's something that's used in Cameroon, Jen. Do you guys use rosemary and nutmeg powder in your jollof?
I think some people do. Yes, some people do. But as I told you, it's everybody's freestyle. Everybody's just doing it his way. But the recipe I gave you is like the most basic ones, huh? And in other households, you're going to find different spices. They add. We love spices in Cameroon, so yes, it can really vary it from one household to another.
And other differences, Adwa said you guys sometimes add corned beef and vegetables and greens as well. And then you turn the jollof so it doesn't burn. I remember that one because in Nigeria, I think burnt jollof is part of it. So like when you cook jollof, the bottom of your pot is supposed to burn. And that kind of adds to the smokiness. And then in Cameroon, I think Jenny mentioned, they use green pepper in the base. They can use green pepper in the base and they decorate it with veggies at the end, which is not really something that's done in the other countries, I don't think, at least the green pepper in the base. And then, as Pamela mentioned, yes, garlic is not always necessary. Some people use garlic, some people don't, but I think most people don't use garlic actually, because I think most Nigerians don't use garlic in their cooking. And it's made with long grain parboiled rice typically, or basmati if you're feeling fancy.
I feel like people cook jollof rice in different ways. So I feel like YouTube really like influences, I'm sure not just mine, but like everyone's cooking and everything. And I just thought every Nigerian used to use garlic to cook jollof rice because I add garlic. And now that says is like most Nigerians don't use garlic in their food. I'm like, interesting. Then I know that I add rosemary to my own jollof rice as well, but not the powder, the leaf. But I didn't know people added nutmeg, so that's interesting. But anyways, this has been an interesting conversation. Do you guys have any last things to add about jollof rice or anything? Okay, then.
Thank you so much to our three wonderful guests for joining us today for this conversation about jollof. As you guys know, I love talking about food. Everybody knows that that's his favorite topic. So I've really enjoyed and had fun discussing this. Thank you, Adwa. Thank you, Jen. And thank you, Pamela. Do you guys want to
say Adwa? Merci, Jen. Pamela, what's your tribe in Nigeria?
I'm Igala.
Answer. No, Halima, you must say something.
Pamela.
Should I help you out?
Yes, please.
Israel from Idigala from Kogi State. We say
I know. You know what kind of sisters? Because I'm from Kwara State, but I just don't know like how to say thank you.
Well, Igala people say Nago.
Nago.
Yes.
That's very similar to Hausa now. I even knew it. Okay, so Nago, Pamela, do you guys want to share your social media handles so people can know where to find you or like reach out to you for more information if you're comfortable sharing?
Okay, my Instagram is at Ojoma. It's kind of complicated in spelling. It's o.j.o.m.a_. Okay,
so that's Pamela's Instagram.
My Instagram is Janelda. So it's JENELDAH, Janelda. So you can find me there.
Okay, okie dokie. So thank you guys very much for coming. We've had a great and fun conversation, and I hope you guys can come back for future episodes so we can look at perspectives of different West African countries. However, I need to wrap up this episode. I actually haven't said. So we all claim Jollof as ours, but the Senegalese and Gambians have been missing from this conversation. So none of us can say we are the winner until we have everybody fully represented at the table. So hopefully next time we talk about Jollof, we can talk about it from a Gambian or Senegalese perspective as well, because I think those are the other two countries.
Just to add, I feel like Jollof rice actually originated from the Senegambian region. So
debatable, but
not debatable.
That's
actually,
what people say.
It's a fact. So Jollof rice actually originated from that part.
A fact, okay.
Nigerians, we just be doing the most. So
it's true, we always do the most too.
Yeah.
I know that Jollof originated from West Africa, but I cannot say which country. Every country says it's their own. But that's why I said we need to have them represented at the table so that they can come and tell us, what is their own perspective on it.
Well, thank you so much for listening, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, your community, basically. On Instagram, we're Oriire_Africa, and Oriire is spelled ORIIRE_Africa. On Twitter, the same thing, ORIIRE_Africa, and check out our website at orire.com.
Thanks
Bye,
for
everyone.
listening. Bye.